inspirational word for the day. Don't be too quick to believe what you hear, because lies spread quicker than the truth. Don't be so quick to believe what you hear, because lies spread quicker than the truth.
Querido Dios, gracias te damos por un soplo más de vida que nos has dado. Gloria y honra damos a ti en este precioso día. Bendice la vida de nuestras familias y nuestras amistades. Amén.
Good morning, and good morning to each and every one of you. We want to say a special good morning to our viewing audience. I want to say good morning to you, first of all, Brenda, to Dennis, everyone that's in the studio of TVCARIB here in Madam Estate in Country St. Martin. The World at 7 is on and on time. For those of you who are watching us through the various media houses or the various local channels or channels abroad, MSR Cable, Tel TV Plus, we have WTN Cable, and of course, not forgetting our brothers and sisters in the Dutch Caribbean Islands, Dutch Caribbean TV. I want to say a special good morning to you. However, for those of you who are watching us on Facebook, we do not forget you. Why? You're the one that gives us comments, give us likes, loves, and of course, you tag friends. And you do what we say. You put up your flag of where you're from and where you're watching this program. And sometimes you even place which district you're in when you are watching in Country St. Martin. So for this, we thank you because there's a lot of participation goes on in this program. So, good morning, and buenos días.
Así es, señores, muy buenos días para todos ustedes. Bienvenido a una entrega más de su programa El Mundo a las 7. Gracias por mantener su sintonía en casita. Gracias a las personas que se están actualizando en las redes sociales. Buenos días para todo el que esté en sintonía con nosotros en la isla de San Martín a través de WTN, Tel TV Plus y en San Martín, lado francés, a través de MSR. Todo el que está en la isla de Curazao, Aruba y Belice a través de TVCARIB. Muy buenos días. Todo el que está en la isla de Bonaire a través de Dutch Caribbean TV. Bienvenido una vez más a su programa El Mundo a las 7. A todas las personas que están en las redes sociales, recordándoles que le den like, compartan, etiqueten, posteen sus banderas y de dónde están ahora mismo conectados con nosotros. Les damos la bienvenida y los buenos días en San Martín, en Ceiba, en Estesia, en Anguila, en Sembat. Muy buenos días para todos ustedes. Todo el que está en San Croix, en San Tomás, en Dominica, en Saint Kitts, en Saint Vincent, muy buenos días. Todo el que está en Puerto Rico, en la República Dominicana, todo el que está en España, en Venezuela, en Colombia, en Panamá, en Estados Unidos, en Canadá, en Francia y en Holanda, muy buenos días para todos ustedes.
Brenda, we have some news that we would like to give out to the general audience. However, we must remember that there's people who's making birthday today, and don't forget that you can always send your birthday wishes, your birthday requests in at our number, or you can even send it to us via messenger, and you can just let us know when your loved ones is making birthday. I also want to announce that we will be having the next episode of the Cuff with Cedric Ortega and Praveen, the esteemed guests. We have none other than Claudius Boncamper for their second episode. So if you've missed the first one, don't you miss the second one, because it's going to be hot with some hard-hitting questions.
Así es, recordándoles a todos nuestro público que pueden llamar al teléfono 554-5601. También pueden enviar su mensajito de buenos días también su banderita, su ubicación la pueden enviar. De igual manera, si quieren unas felicitaciones, pueden hacerlo a través de nuestro teléfono en las redes sociales. Y no se pierdan el segundo episodio de Off Cup, ¿sí?
Off the cuff,
Off the Cup, así es, con el señor Prevain y el señor Cedrito Ortega. Tienen de invitado al honorable diputado Claudio Von Camper para este sábado. Así que a partir de las 11 en sintonía con TVCARIB y Off the Cut. Prince, quiero decir, mira, aquí está María Crispín posteando sus banderas y desde Dos Cuadras en sintonía con nosotros.
Nice, Maria.
También está Isterida Harsha, que está desde Berbedea con nosotros también en sintonía. ¿Quién más está?
Melania Lawrence
desde
St.
St. Peter
Peter's.
también,
Beautiful.
ahí está. Así que vayan posteando de dónde están directamente
Hello.
en sintonía.
Alma Charles is watching live on Facebook in her yard, Weymouth Hills.
Ay, ay,
So
ay.
when you see those beautiful pictures and the scenery, it's from Weymouth Hill. So we miss you sending us those pictures, Alma Charles. Please do continue.
Sí, ella ha parado un poquito de enviarnos unas fotos preciosas, una vista preciosa que tiene desde su casa. Así es. Bueno, Prince, vamos a entrar a lo que son los titulares de las informaciones que le tenemos en la mañana de hoy.
Oh, definitely. We want to acknowledge that we have 7 confirmed COVID-19 cases today. This story is taken from the St. Martin Island Times.
Así es, tenemos 7 casos confirmados de COVID-19. Esto es fuente de St. Martin Island Times.
Now, this is without delay. Prime Minister Silvio Jacobs meets with civil servants on Constitutional Court decision. Ouch. This story comes from the St. Martin Island Times.
La primera ministra, Silvia Jacobs, se reúne con funcionarios públicos sobre la decisión del Tribunal Constitucional. Esto es fuente de St. Martin Island Times.
CPS closed on Thursday and Friday. Community Help Desk Hope Estate opened Saturday for COVID-19 testing. This also comes from St. Martin Island Times.
Así es, el CPS estará cerrado este jueves y viernes, mientras que los servicios de ayuda de la comunidad en Hope Estate abrirá el sábado para las pruebas de COVID-19. Esto es fuente de St. Martin Island Times.
St. Martin. Troubled man sentenced for long-term domestic violence, extortion of 70-year-old parents. This story comes from St. Martin Island Times, and I'm eager to read what's in this story.
Así es, tenemos hombre con problemas, fue sentenciado por violencia doméstica a largo plazo y extorsión a sus padres de 70 años. Esto es fuente de St. Martin Island Times.
Richardson heirs have little faith in impartial vineyard investigation. This comes from the Daily Herald. We have given you some of what they spoke about in the papers yesterday, and today it's back in.
Así es, continuamos con las informaciones de los herederos de Richardson. Dicen que tienen poca fe en las investigaciones imparcial de Vineyard. Esto es fuente del Daily Herald.
Now, these are the headlines that we have for you this morning, and we begin with our COVID numbers. Brenda?
Ahí iniciamos ya el resumen de las informaciones con 7 casos confirmados de COVID-19. Esto es fuente de St. Martin Island Times. Al 8 de noviembre, 7 personas dieron positivo de COVID-19. Sin embargo, 3 personas se han recuperado, elevando el total de casos activos a 27. El número total de casos confirmados es ahora de 4.517. Los servicios de prevención colectivas, con sus siglas CPS, están monitoreando 26 personas en aislamiento domiciliario. Un paciente permaneció hospitalizado en St. Martin Medical Center. El número total de muertes por COVID-19 permanece aún en 75. El número de personas recuperadas desde que surgió el primer caso en St. Martin ha aumentado a 4.415. 19 personas están en cuarentena según las investigaciones de rastreos de contactos realizadas por el CPS. A medida que los números continúen fluctuando, el CPS continuará ejecutando activamente sus medidas de rastreos de contacto. Se les pide usar sus mascarillas, reducir los contactos sociales y desinfectarse o lavarse las manos más a menudo.
As of November 8th, there were 7 persons who tested positive for COVID-19. However, 3 persons have recovered, bringing the total active cases to 27. The total number of confirmed cases is now 4,517. The collective prevention services are monitoring 26 people in home isolation. 1 patient remains hospitalized at the St. Martin Medical Center. The total number of deaths due to COVID-19 remains at 75. The number of people recovered since the first case surfaced on St. Martin has increased. 19 people are in quarantine based on contact tracing investigations carried out by CPS. As the number continues to fluctuate, CPS will continue to actively execute its contact tracing measures. Please wear your mask, reduce social contact, and sanitize or wash your hands. This is the news coming out of CPS, ladies and gentlemen.
Así es, continuamos con las informaciones y tenemos que la primera ministra Sylvia Jacob se reúne con funcionarios públicos sobre la decisión del Tribunal Constitucional. Esto es fuente de San Martin Island Times.
Wow. And Prime Minister Sylvia Jacob meets with civil servants on Constitutional Court's decision. Prime Minister Sylvia Jacob met with the government organization on Friday, November 5th, 2021, to render an update on the decision taken by the Constitutional Court concerning the 3 temporary national ordinances to reduce the employment benefits of the civil servants, semi-public sector workers, and political authorities. The result of the verdict signifies that the legislation will go into effect 3 weeks after the day after the verdict was rendered. Prime Minister Jacobs told the organization, although government's position was confirmed by the court, the only constant in all that has transpired is your dedication and commitment, and I appreciate that so very much. This is a tough time for all, and I sincerely empathize with the organization for the sacrifices they continue to make for the people of St. Martin. This is not our permanent state, as the laws are a temporary nature, and will be retracted once we are able to handle our financial obligation independently. As strongly emphasized by the court, this government will continue to consider the human dimension when making decisions on the next step forward. The Council of Ministers will be meeting with the Committee for Civil Servant Unions and the respective unions next week, November 17th, to finalize the steps in which the ordinances will be implemented. Therefore, an update will be provided to all civil servants in a follow-up meeting with the organization. During the meeting, Prime Minister Jacobs also announced her intention to grant Friday, November 12th as a day of off for all civil servants following St. Martin Day, which will be celebrated on Thursday, November 11th. I just wanted to say, and I wanted to read this piece. This is a tough time for all, and I sincerely empathize the organization for sacrifices they continue to make for the people of St. Martin. This is not a permanent state, as the laws are of a temporary nature and will be retracted once we are able to handle our financial obligations independently. Brenda, when was St. Martin able to handle their financial obligations independently? We're always asking for money, whether it's a natural disaster, whether it's a act of God, such as the pandemic. We always need extra cash. When is it that St. Martin will be able to handle their finances themselves? So this law of a temporary nature will take on the robe of a temporary nature instead of not temporary, I'm sorry. It would take on the robe of a everlasting nature. Okay? Because we've always depended and always needed money from the Netherlands. All of a sudden, because of these cuts, because of these financial, straits, all of a sudden, all government is going to just put up our Italian down. Yeah, now we know how to spend money. Now we won't get unnecessary court cases. Now we will be utilizing the BDP building. Now We will reduce on the phone calls. Oh, the government vehicles will be parked. Now, all of those things are cost-cutting measures. However, if we had implemented this a good while ago and stick to the plan, civil servants could have been getting their money today. But guess what? It's a cold day in hell. Brenda?
Así es, tenemos que la primera ministra Silvia Jacobs se reunió con el organismo de gobierno este viernes 5 de noviembre para dar una actualización sobre la decisión tomada por el Tribunal Constitucional sobre las 3 ordenanzas nacionales temporales para reducir los beneficios laborales de los funcionarios del sector semipúblico, los trabajadores y autoridades políticas. El resultado del veredicto significa que la legislación entrará en vigor 3 semanas después del día posterior a la emisión del veredicto. La primera ministra Silvia Jacobs dijo a la organización que, aunque la posición del gobierno fue confirmada por el tribunal, la única constante en torno a lo que ha trascendido en su decisión y compromiso, y lo agradezco mucho. Este es un momento difícil para todos y sinceramente siento empatía con la organización por los sacrificios que continúan haciendo por la gente de San Martín. Este no es nuestro estado permanente, ya que las leyes son de naturaleza temporal y se retirará una vez que podamos manejar nuestras obligaciones financieras de forma independiente. Como enfatizó fuertemente la Corte, este gobierno continuará considerando la dimensión humana al tomar decisiones sobre los próximos pasos a seguir. El Consejo de Ministros se reunirá con el Comité de Sindicatos de Funcionarios Públicos y los respectivos sindicatos la próxima semana, es decir, para el 17 de noviembre, y para ultimar los pasos en los que se implementarán las ordenanzas. Posteriormente se proporcionará una actualización de todos los funcionarios públicos en una reunión de seguimiento con la organización. Durante la reunión, la primera ministra Silvia Jacobs también anunció su intención de otorgar el viernes 12 de noviembre como día libre para todos los funcionarios públicos después del Día de San Martín, que se celebrará el jueves 11.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is a bad saga. So apparently the court has come to the decision, and 3 weeks after, you will see the reduction. All civil servants will see the reduction in their pay. We're going to be seeing that. A lot of people will be commenting on Facebook, and a lot of people will be making a statement.
Vienen en un momento de que ya también las ayudas del K1 y de la Cruz Roja finalizaron.
Yeah.
Entonces va a ser ahora un poquito mucho más controversial, más difícil para los empleados semipúblicos y públicos que van a recibir este corte.
And what about those people who are now moving into Christmas time and was looking for that extra cash, or even maybe not looking for the extra cash, but can use 12.5% of their earnings? Mm-hmm. What Brenda was saying is that especially now that all the help, all the governmental institutions and non-governmental institutions that are issuing cards, that are issuing money, vouchers for food assistance and aid, those will be closing off. So this comes in a very, very critical time. I'm going to see how this story develops, but you will be seeing a lot of Facebook posts, that's for sure, right?
Así es, continuamos con la próxima información, Prince, y tenemos que las oficinas del CPS estarán cerradas este jueves y viernes, y los servicios de ayuda de la comunidad en Hope State abrirá el sábado para las pruebas de COVID-19. Esto es fuente de San Martin Island Times.
All right, definitely. CPS closed on Thursday and Friday. Community Help Desk, Hope State, open Saturday for COVID-19 testing. And this story is taken from the St. Martin Island Times. Brenda?
Tenemos que los servicios de prevención colectivas, con sus siglas CPS, es una dependencia del Ministerio de Salud Pública, Desarrollo Social y Trabajo, desea informar al público que sus oficinas en el complejo de oficinas de Vineyard estarán cerradas este jueves 11 con relación al día de San Martín. Las oficinas también estarán cerradas para el viernes 12 con relación con la concesión del día libre a los funcionarios públicos por parte del gobierno de San Martín. Las pruebas de COVID-19 se reanudarán en la mesa de ayuda comunitaria en Hope State el sábado 13 de noviembre en horario de atención de 8:30 de la mañana a 11. Las personas pueden llamar al 914 para obtener información adicional.
All right. Let me just read this story very, very quickly. So we wanted to let everyone know that the Collective Prevention Services, the Department of the Ministry of Public Health, Social Development and Labor would like to inform the public that the offices at the Vineyard Office Complex will be closed on Thursday, November 11th, in connection with St. Martin Day, of course. CPS offices will also be closed on Friday, as the Prime Minister has issued that day of rest for all civil servants. COVID-19 testing will resume at the Community Health Desk, Hope Estate, on Saturday, November 13th. The opening hours are 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Persons can call 914 for any additional information. And so the notice continues. Ladies and gentlemen, please make use of these offices. Okay? Brenda, do we have time to go and see who is watching with us?
Así es, vamos a ver quiénes son las personas que están en sintonía con nosotros en las redes sociales, pero antes de las personas que también están en casita, darle los buenos días a todos ustedes, como es el señor Rafael Toribio, la señora Nelly Claret, que están en sintonía en casita, Chino y Margarita en Soca Garden también, Gloria Richardson también en Quejil, que están en sintonía a través de WTN Hotel TV Plus en casita. También para Emilia Berboda, que está en sintonía con nosotros, y Martina Fría en casita, así que muchas gracias por mantener su sintonía. Bernardo Rodríguez también está en sintonía con lo que es El Mundo a las 7. Todos los que están en las redes sociales, les solicitamos que le den like, que compartan, que etiqueten, que posteen sus banderitas, como es a Adalgisa Simón, Jonathan Raymond, que están en sintonía con nosotros, Yo está en sintonía con nosotros, Nancy Ramírez, muy buenos días para todos ustedes, San Martín Anunnaki también, Antonia Richardson, Dave Levinson desde la isla de Seba, que está en sintonía con nosotros, Melania Lauren y Serida Harshan, Esther Durán Casimir, que están también en sintonía, Minerva Maduro, Michael Artsen, Glenford Lauren, Sunny Love, y Dalisa Sánchez, Brian Baker, Carol McKay, Jean-Louis McDonald, que están en sintonía con El Mundo a las 7. Junior Rondón también está en sintonía con nosotros. Vamos a ver qué más. Fleming, Gigi, Dilenia, desde Frenscuata. Para el señor Cedrio Ortega, mi respeto para usted. También en sintonía con lo que es El Mundo a las 7. Arma Charles también, Adalgisa Simon, está en sintonía con nosotros. ¿Qué más? Evita Eva Bunting también.
Yeah. Let me just read some of the comments. Glenford Lawrence is saying, my family did not get any help from this government in any way. Just for the record, they don't like critics. Who does? Swaliga K9 is just tuning in and saying, morning. Fleming GG, hola. And Simon Anunnaki, what happened to the $5 million reserve that was kept depending on the verdict of the constitutional courts? Why not use those reserves to bring some relief to the civil servants? Maria Crispin is giving hugs and love. Sunila also is giving love, and Fleming GG. So we have a few people that are sending love and sending emojis of great, great love. But, you know, it is a wonder to see how this is going to develop with these civil servants and the cutting of their pay, their temporary cut.
Pero temporal, pero no dijeron hasta qué fecha, porque cuando es algo temporal se pone una fecha específica. Entonces ya la persona se va haciendo una idea, bueno, hasta tal fecha voy a estar pasando esto, voy a tener de dónde conseguir para cubrir esto.
Yeah.
Pero no tienen una fecha específica.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you see trouble on the horizon and you know that this can cause problems, let me know if you know of someone that will be affected by this and how it will affect them. Of course, more money or less money in your pockets means less bills being paid and a lot of problems. So if you know someone personally that is going to be affected by this, please hit us up in the comments. Right now we do have to go on a commercial break, so we would like to say to stay locked and tuned in to TV Carib, the world at 7. And when we return, of course, we will give you more news, updates, and yeah, you'll just see Brenda and myself.
Así es, señores, vamos a una pausa comercial. Cuando regresemos tendremos más informaciones para ustedes, así que continúen dando like, compartiendo, etiqueteando y posteando sus banderas. Regresamos en breve.
When you're in St. Martin, visit the Boardwalk, where you will find the Shell. With its beautiful terrace overlooking the ocean, their vegan specials, delicious mahi-mahi filet with rum-glazed shrimps just for you. Tasty. You can also visit Dirty Sanchez and order a cocktail from their cocktail menu, like the famous mojito made with love. Delicious. And if you're wearing a bikini, you can also get a second mojito for free. Beach chairs are also available. You'll find it all at the Boardwalk.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the world at 7. El mundo a las 7. I'm joined with Brenda Rodriguez de Allen. And Brenda, give me some power. Love that. Oh, yeah. Brenda is on like popcorn. Okay. We greeted a few people. I just wanted to say David Beltré, who's saying good morning, buenos días. Fleming GG. En French Quarter todavía bloqueado, pero están dejando pasar los buses públicos con los estudiantes y trabajadores. Yesterday we had we saw various videos with inhabitants of French Quarter, young men who are detested by the manner in which this protest is being conducted. And of course, everyone have their quills about it. This one young man, we can't show you the video because it's a lot of bad words, okay? But he have a point. Whereas, if you're going to want to disturb the way or the flow of normal business, then you should do so and go to where those businesses are. However, they were preventing school children from going to school. Public buses was passing. They were charging people. And just not what the organization, I don't know if they've claimed, who have claimed responsibility for the organization, but I'm telling you, just not what the organization would want. So, we see that today they've cleared the road somewhat, and people are taking their children back and forth to school. The children are innocent, At the end of the day, you don't want to prevent children from going to school, because who would be writing your press releases for the resistance and the blockade? Who is going to be the next, president on the French side, so that can, stop whatever is going on and the abuse, according to the inhabitants of the French side. Come on, let us have some brains, and that's all. All right, Dave Livingstone says salaries are not being cut according to me. The benefits such as vacation pay, bonuses, and overtime, etc., is what is being cut. All right? This temporary cut will have a major effect on the community of St. Martin. Prices have already increased throughout the island. Then you have mortgages, rent fees, electricity, etc. This is a great impact to all. So what about the ex-civil servants, pensioners? Will their money be cut 12.5 also? Sunila is putting her hand on her head. Samar Anunnaki is saying correct. And I think he's referring to Dave Livingstone. By the way, Dave is asking where he can get a St. Martin Days t-shirt. Brenda, I know the Los Dominicanos Unidos, they are making t-shirts. I don't know if that's something for Dave.
Sí, hay unos poloché, pero unos t-shirts, dicen dominicanos en San Martín.
Oh,
específicamente para los dominicanos, pero ya lamentablemente se han agotado.
Nice. All right, Dave, all I can say is surf the net. There's a lot of people, having t-shirts and stuff.
Sí, en las redes sociales hay muchos t-shirts que están a la venta y dicen el lugar donde deben de irlo a comprar.
Yeah. Glenford Lawrence said the Dutch side government has to tell the French authority to clear the borders for the sake of our economy. Well, I don't know how for the sake of our economy, because if the French side is blocked and the international airport is on the Dutch side, I guess they'll have to stay within the bounds of the Dutch side, and which currency is circulating here and not over there. So think, people, please think for yourself.
Quiero darle unos buenos días especial al señor Jairo Witter, que al principio del programa estuvo con nosotros en nuestros inicios. ¿Te acuerdas? Llegó con unos Johnny Cage y eso. Ahora está en sintonía con nosotros desde La Romana en la República Dominicana.
Wow.
Saluditos, espero que todos estén bien por allá. Saluditos a usted y a su esposa y todos sus familiares. Gracias por mantener su sintonía con nosotros.
All right, and I just wanted to say to Hydon, we miss those Johnny Cakes. It's really delicious, okay? So greetings to you. Brenda, we have more news that we want to give to the general public. And troubled man sentenced for long-term domestic violence extortion of 70-year-old parents. This story is taken from the St. Martin Times.
Así es, un hombre con problemas fue sentenciado por violencia doméstica a largo plazo y extorsión a sus padres de 70 años. Esto es fuente de St. Martin Island Times.
A stringent prison sentence for long-term domestic violence and extortion of parents was handed down in the court of first instance on November 3rd to a young man with multiple documental mental health ailments. The man is well known to the judicial authorities and health professionals. In spite of 24 months prison sentence, both the prosecutor and the lawyer for DP are in agreement that he is in need of specialized treatment and care for his severe mental illness rather than just jail time. The level of treatment DP requires is not available in St. Martin. The prosecutor is doing his utmost to find a way for the man to get the treatment he badly requires in Curacao. DP was also suspected of threatening Mental Health Foundation personnel who attempted to care for him. He was acquitted for threatening the two care providers because two threats occurred at two different times as there was no additional evidence for either threat. Cases such as these involving people suffering from severe mental health issues for which there is no ready treatment in the country underscore the need for more attention and solutions to mental health issues. People suffering for such issues are not suffering alone. Their condition impact their family and the community due to pressure on the social and medical system as well as the police force. Mental health issues are part of human condition. Most people with mental health issues are able to live and be in control of their challenges. However, some extreme cases result in harm and was seen in this case. But abandoning a perpetrator is not an option in a just and caring society. This is quite a sad story because we don't have the care facilities to help this young man. He needs to be flown away to Curacao. in which they could administer help to him. However, we can't shy away that this gentleman or this man with the initials DP is going around threatening mental health workers. He have been extorting money, of course, from his 70-year-old parents, and it's just a bad case. So the court of first instance have issued a jail time for this individual, in which I think, sometimes it is needed.
Así es, tenemos que el 3 de noviembre el Tribunal de Primera Instancia dictó una sentencia estricta de prisión por violencia doméstica y prolongada de extorsión a los padres de un joven con múltiples dolencias de salud mental documentadas. El hombre es bien conocido por las autoridades judiciales y los profesionales de la salud. A pesar de los 24 meses de prisión, tanto el fiscal como el abogado de DP están de acuerdo de que necesita tratamiento y atención especializadas para su enfermedad mental, que la cual es bastante grave, en lugar de solo el tiempo en la cárcel. El nivel de tratamiento que DP requiere no está disponible en San Martín. El fiscal está haciendo todo lo posible para encontrar la manera de que el hombre reciba el tratamiento que tanto necesita en Curazao. El individuo con las iniciales DP también fue sospechoso de amenazar al personal de la Fundación de Salud Mental que intentó cuidarlo. Fue absuelto por amenazar a los dos cuidadores porque dos amenazas ocurrieron en dos momentos diferentes y no hubo evidencia adicional para ninguna de las amenazas. Casos como estos, que involucran a personas que padecen problemas de salud mental grave, para los que no existe un tratamiento inmediato en el país, subrayan la necesidad de más atención y soluciones a los problemas de salud mental. Las personas que sufren de estos problemas no sufren solas. Su condición afecta a su familia y la comunidad debido a la presión sobre los sistemas sociales y médicos, así como sobre la fuerza policial. Los problemas de salud mental son parte de la condición humana. La mayoría de las personas con problemas de salud mental pueden vivir y controlar sus desafíos. Sin embargo, algunos casos extremos resultan en daños, como se vio en este caso, pero abandonar a un perpetrador no es una opción en una sociedad justa y solidaria.
All right, that is clear. We need some special care here, and mental health issues is a serious problem, so that we've always point that out. Brendan, we have some news that we nearly missed from this gentleman, Valerio Delva Felix. The family calls for help in search for missing man. This comes from the Daily Herald.
Así es, tenemos que la familia pide ayuda en la búsqueda de un hombre desaparecido de nombre Valerio Delva Félix, de 52 años, en Colbé. Está desaparecido desde el 19 de septiembre y su familia busca desesperadamente una pista de lo que pudo haberle sucedido. Se cree que Delva Félix, cariñosamente llamado Ninón, se unió a su amigo en un viaje de pesca. Los hombres supuestamente se fueron por la tarde y habían estado en alta mar cuando el tiempo empeoró. Los fuertes vientos y las hartas olas los metieron en problemas, se quedaron sin combustible y el barco volcó. Al menos eso fue lo que dijo el compañero que estuvo con él después de regresar solo. La familia de Delva Félix no sabe qué hacer. Su hermana Raiza fue a la comisaría varias veces, le dijeron que su hermano está registrado como una persona desaparecida. Se le aconsejó que esperara a que él se presentara. Su hermano trabaja en la construcción, es un hombre de familia y siempre se comunicaría con ellos, dijeron sus hermanas. No hay nada que sugiera que tuviera la intención de irse. Su armario todavía está lleno, en el baño están sus cepillos de dientes y artículos de tocador. Lo que llevaba ese día, las hermanas no lo saben. Solo estamos seguros de que le faltan sus zapatillas deportivas, que debe haberla tenido ese día. Tras su regreso a la isla, la persona que lo acompañaba no acudió de inmediato a la familia Félix para contar lo sucedido. Cuando finalmente apareció semanas después de la desaparición de su hermano, su historia no tenía sentido para las hermanas. Expresó que el barco se había volcado y que a los 3 días fue rescatado por pescadores. Mostró la foto de un barco volteado en su teléfono. ¿Dónde estaba Ninón? ¿Estaba en el agua? ¿No se había aferrado al bote? El compañero no pudo decirnos. La policía ha informado a la familia de que han tomado las declaraciones de su compañero y que le dijo exactamente a la policía lo que las hermanas de Elvin no lo saben. No tienen ningún documento. Tampoco recibieron una copia de su propio informe de la policía. Las investigaciones del Daily Herald muestran que la fiscalía no tiene conocimiento de la desaparición y se aconsejó a la familia que acudiera a la policía. La familia de Valerio Delva Félix apela a todo aquel que sepa algo de su paradero del domingo 19 de septiembre, que fue donde se vio por última vez en Colbert, solo en compañía del compañero de viaje, o pueda confirmar que salieron al mar en un bote. Cada pista posible es importante para la familia. Si sabe algo, puede llamar a la policía al 542-2222, extensión 203, 204 y 205, o al número de emergencias 911, o enviando un mensaje privado a la página de Facebook de la policía. Si podemos tener una fotico de un prontico, señor director. Esta es la foto del señor Delva Félix, quien está desaparecido desde el 19 de septiembre, un señor de 52 años.
This gentleman of 52 years old went out and he is missing from September 19th. His sister, his family is asking the general public if you know anything sorry, about his whereabouts. They will be gladly appreciate this. Also, they're stating that it have to be, it's not an abduction or anything because he left his toothbrush, his sneakers and everything. So it's just like the physical person was removed. However, they're asking each and every one of you to please contact the police should you know anything. This guy was a family man. Delva Felix family does not know what to do. His sister Raisa went to the police station a few times. She was told that her brother is registered as a missing person. She was advised to wait for him to report. Their brother worked in construction. He is a family man and would always communicate with them, his sister said. There is nothing to suggest that he intended to leave. His wardrobe is still full. In the bathroom are his toothbrush and toiletries. What he was wearing that day, the sisters do not know. We are only sure that his sports shoes are missing. He must have had them on that day. After his return to the island, S did not immediately go to Felix's family to tell what happened. When he finally appeared, weeks after their brother's disappearance, his story did not make sense to the sisters. He said that the boat had overturned and that after 3 days, he was rescued by fishermen. He showed the photo of an overturned boat on his phone. Where was Ninon? Was he in the water? Hadn't he held on to the boat? S couldn't tell us. The police have informed the family that they have taken S statements. What exactly he told the police, Delva Felix sisters do not know. They do not have any documents. They also did not receive a copy of their own report to the police. Inquiries by the Daily Herald show that the prosecutor's office is not aware of the disappearance. The family was advised to go to the police. Valerio Delva Felix family appealed to anyone who knows anything about his whereabouts on Sunday, September 19, who saw him in the Coal Bay that day alone or in the company of S, or can confirm that they went out to sea in a boat. Every possible clue is important for the family. If you know something, please call the police 542-2222, extension 203, 204, or 205, or the emergency number 911, or send a private message to the police Facebook. I find it highly unlikely that the prosecutor's office do not know anything of a missing person and what's going on. And then we're hearing that we should call the police should we have any information. I find this very unfortunate. I don't know if the police are not doing their due diligence. However, I think the prosecutors at least need to have some kind of semblance of what is going on in this investigation. All right. Brenda, we have a next piece of news, and it is about the Richardson heirs again.
Así es, tenemos la siguiente información sobre los herederos de Richardson que tienen poca fe en la investigación imparcial de Vineyard. Esto es fuente del Daily Herald.
All right, the Ombudsman of St. Martin is biased in the investigation into over the bank Vineyard Heights. Millen Richardson told the Daily Herald on Sunday. Let me read that again. The Ombudsman of St. Martin is biased in the investigation into the over the bank Vineyard Heights. Okay, let me see what she claims. In 2018, Richardson filed a complaint with the Ombudsman against the government for awarding plots in Vineyard Heights. The Ombudsman took the view that our land belongs to the government. Ombudsman Gwendolyn Mussel dismissed the complaint with reference number OBM 2018-00451-8 on January 31st, 2019, by stating that the Ombudsman refrained from further investigation. She wrote that the court has ruled that Vineyard Heights parcels are owned by Country St. Martin, said Richardson. She explained that the Ombudsman relied on the Henson versus Country St. Martin case, in which the court had ruled in favor of Country on November 16, 2018. George Henson claimed in vain the area over the bank where he had grazed cows and goats for years. On plot 290, 1984, he had built houses that he rented out. From the plot, he had a measurement letter drawn up. The government had never protested this, said Henson, who argued that he was entitled to the ground because of the expiration period. The basis for the claims is the unattended estate of Anne Richardson in 2007. Henson filed a case against notary Francis Gachi Gisberta, trustee of Anne Richardson's unattended estate, in which Henson invoked the expiration period and demanded the declaration that he had acquired ownership of the plot. The court dismissed the claim. 11 years later, Henson again got zero on his request. He has already built rental properties on the plot, but that does not give him a right of ownership of the land, according to the court. The judges refer to the Civil Code, of which Article 1152 states, if at the time of opening of an inheritance no one comes forward to claim it, the estate shall be regarded as unattended. In that case, a curator is appointed on the recommendation of the prosecutor's office or by the judge of first instance. This curator, as it says in Article 1154, is obliged to summon the heirs by convocations in the public newspaper or other effective means. Curator Gisberta did not have to look far, said Millen Richardson. Gisberta's office is on the property of my grandfather, Alfred Richardson, and it is well known to Gisberta that over the bank and vineyard are not in the name of my great-grandmother, Anne Richardson, but in the name of Alfred Richardson, who was appointed as the family solver and owner of the deeds. Millen Richardson, who was appointed by the judge on November 5th, 2020 as liquidator of the legacy of Alfred Richardson, visited the Cadastre Land Registry in Phillipsburg several times. They could not find any deed under the name Anne Richardson. Only deeds of our grandfather, Alfred Richardson, were registered. Alfred Richardson, husband of the late Imelda Vernon, who died in Curacao in 1943, is registered in Phillipsburg as the legal owner of 457,058 square meters of land, including the plots with measurements letter 290, 1984, 32,205 square meters, and measurement letter 162, 2014 of 80,500 square meters. His son, Marinus Richardson, father of Millen, traveled to St. Martin to claim the inheritance from 1943 until his death in 1984. My father fought for family property, but he was opposed by the authorities and by people who tried to steal the land. My father has even been threatened with death, said the liquidator. He was very sad about it and said to me, "Don't go to St. Martin, it's too dangerous." When her father died, Gisberta became curator, said Richardson. He knows very well who the rightful owners of the land are, and his successor, Notary Marlene Mingo, knows that too. At the cadastre in Phillipsburg, Richardson was advised to file a complaint with the ombudsman, and she did so with the verdict in the Henson versus Country St. Martin case in hand. Big was her surprise when she received a rejection in January 2019. Richardson said, "Instead of helping us as citizens or acting impartially, the ombudsman defended the ex-government that made the first illegal list of leaseholders of parcels at Vineyard Heights over the bank." Oh my God, tabasha ba aumento, King? The ombudsman assured me in writing that the government is the owner of the vineyard over the bank, knowing that it is not true. Even the cadastre, which advised me to go to the ombudsman, could not believe this. After she was appointed liquidator by the court a year ago, Richardson hoped that the minister involved and Parliament of St. Martin would contact her. Now that all 45 rightful heirs of the Richardson legacy have been traced, Richardson would have liked to have sat down with government of St. Martin on behalf of the family for consultation. But in the meantime, given the recent development around Vineyard Heights over the bank and the ombudsman's stance, the liquidator has little faith in transparency. Okay, can I detect that the family would be willing to sit
Dieron
down?
un historial completo.
Yes. Do I detect that the family is willing to sit down with government and probably to sell government this land in order to develop this land? By the way, Miss Richardson looks phenomenal. I mean, she looks vibrant and no, when I say phenomenal, she looks like a strong woman ready to take on this case. Okay. It is quite unfortunate because a lot of people are being implicated now. First, the minister of Romy, by saying he is well aware. Now we are hearing that the ombudsman is well aware, and she used the verdict against or Country St. Martin against Henson as the basis of why the Richardson heirs do not have claims to the land and that it belongs to government. All of this, the plot thickens. Now we're seeing more and more what is really going on in this land. It's a nasty and dirty saga, and it needs to be cleared up once and for all. I'm saying if that is the people of land, give them the land. You as government supposed to know what is going on so that you can sit down. Now they have all rights to put whatever price tag they want on the land, give it to some investor. So all the money that you've invested in, sharing up the plots, deeds, your investment in how this thing is going to be built. You need to pay consultancy firms and everything to develop a community. Now, all of that money is going to waste. Why? Because due diligence was not done. To the Richardson family, indeed, if this is your land, you can claim this land. We wish that you can come here. However, don't listen to your deceased father who said that don't come St. Martin. It's much trouble. We love you and we want to bring you back home, Richardson.
¿Pero en qué se basaría su padre para decir eso?
No, because remember when the father came here to claim the land, he was threatened with even death. So he went back to Curacao, I believe, and scared for his life. When it comes to land, I'm telling you, these people are vicious, huh? These people are vicious.
Es decir, que podía estar cogiendo peligro por lo que era de él.
Of course, he was threatened. Ms. Richardson said, not only threatened, but governments upon governments have just claimed the land, and I guess when you are up against government, you don't have any money to go to courts and stuff. Nowadays, it's different. You have social media. You can bring people in. You can let them know what's going on. But remember those times, if you never used to read the news or these things were not publicated, how else would people understand and know what's going on? Now the plot thickens and people are reading and hearing about this Richardson property. I'm going to tell you, this is going to get ugly. However, I'm seeing that people can go to jail because of this. Brenda?
Bueno.
They have implicated the notary, huh?
They have yo te dije en días atrás, creo que fue ayer o antes de ayer, que hay muchas personas involucradas,
Yeah.
hay mucho dinero de por medio principalmente porque hay muchos gastos, se está jugando mucho. Hubieron personas que ya tenían terreno de esto en su nombre.
Oh, they have 3 sets of people who had access or their names registered to this. Bearing in mind, they've implicated the former notary Gijsberta, who was taken over by Mingo, and she said that she is well aware of who's the owner of the land. The ombudsman is being implicated and said, she is partial.
Pero una pregunta, ¿cómo pudieron obtener pedazos de tierra bajo registros civiles, bajo notaría, si esto tenía nombre, esta tierra tiene nombre y apellido?
Well, that's why it's very strange, and that's why investigations need to be brought. Okay, yeah, the plot thickens. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's going crazy. So no report sent to the overstedelijke ministerie give a statement. All right, let's go to our birthday section where we can give those people their birthday wishes.
Así es, estamos en nuestro segmento de cumpleañeros, felicitando a todo el que está celebrando un año más de vida, a todo el que está festejando un evento. Muchas felicidades. Spring, ¿a quién tú tienes?
Okay, I have Amy Chance, Angelique Simmons, Delvina Hughes, Tina Tacken, Christoph Ireland, Louis Mossington, Shirley Cerboni, Che, Wisdom, JR, Peter Parker, Royston Edward, DJ Hennessy, Dennis James, Sean Bernard, Dion Curtin, and Joey, the man priest, Dennis James.
Ahí está, esos son los cumpleañeros del día de hoy, así que muchas felicidades. Y con estas felicitaciones pasamos al final de nuestra programación del día de hoy, así que gracias por haber mantenido su sintonía con nosotros. Los invitamos a que nos acompañen a nuestro tiempo extra. Así que todo el resto, que tengan feliz resto del día y nos vemos mañana, Dios mediante.
Ciao, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. We love you. Have a great day.
When you're in St. Martin, visit the Boardwalk, where you will find the Shell. With its beautiful terrace overlooking the ocean, their vegan specials, delicious mahi-mahi filet with rum-glazed shrimps just for you. Tasty. You can also visit Dirty Sanchez and order a cocktail from their cocktail menu, like the famous mojito made with love. Delicious. And if you're wearing a bikini, you can also get a second mojito for free. Beach chairs are also available. You'll find it all at the Boardwalk.
right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in extra time. Let me apologize by saying tomorrow. I meant to say we are going in extra time. For those of you
Sí,
who...
pero nosotros vamos a estar aquí mañana también, Prince.
well, I'm ready, you know. It's you. We need to know if you're ready to give extra time. We're talking a lot about what's going on here. We just want to welcome you, first of all, and say that please call in. We're going to do the same thing like yesterday. If people are not interested in calling in and sharing, even on the live Facebook feed, their opinions and giving us some power, it's best we close off. The number to call is 554-5601. 554-5601. Calme.
Carmen. Carmen.
Yeah.
Así es, ahí tenemos nuestro teléfono de estudio 554-5601. Puede hacer su llamadita para dar buenos días. Un saludito aquí, este cuerpo caribeño, este cuerpo tropical que tengo a mi lado. Puede llamar para cualquier información que usted crea que sea importante, cualquier comentario de todo lo que se ha hablado aquí, poner un tema para el tópico de ahora del Extra Time, hacer una pregunta que usted sobreentienda, que nosotros podamos contestar. Aquí estamos disponibles. El tiempo de interactuar con nosotros, así que vamos, haga su llamadita.
I remember this Mr. Henderson case very, very. I remember it very good. Mr. Henderson is an inhabitant of Middle Region. We call him Fredo. He's family to the Yorks. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people thought that he would win this case based on squatters' rights. I think that is what they call it. In Dutch, it's a different name, but based on squatters' rights. So if you have attended a parcel of land for X amount of years with no heirs or owners, having any objections or coming out and say, no, you're on my land, you are able to get this land in your name, your possession, as law. And here it is. Henderson, took the courts, took St. Martin government to court, and he lost. I don't understand how the ombudsman is going to use that when he lost, because the place had an heir. But all of a sudden, she's going to use, excuse me, she's going to use that court ruling as a base argument for the land being island territory owned. Mm-hmm. I don't understand. Please call 554-5601. I'm waiting on your call. Call me.
Call.
Mm-hmm. All right. After living on the land for more than 20 years, Esterida is talking about the squatters' rights after living. And I do understand after operating on the land as well. So you can be involved in husbandry, farming, and you're occupying that land for more than 20 years. By law, it can be considered yours. Pardon me today for the call in, as the internet is acting funny. Okay? We accept your apologies. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, please give us a call.
Entonces,
554-5601.
Después de 20 años de estar viviendo en un terreno, ¿hay derechos?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
¿sí?
With any, listen, if you don't have a rental agreement, so if you go set up shop, you put a wooden structure or whatever structure it is, you do husbandry, you do farming, and first year go, nobody tells you anything.
No, Prince. No.
Second year go, nobody tells you anything. Nobody calls the police, doesn't get angry or say, listen, I want, or come with a claim that this is their property. Mm-hmm. After 20 years, yes.
Tú ves, yo no tenía ese conocimiento.
But a lot of Dominicans know this.
No lo sabía. Yo no lo sabía.
I know even of some Dominicans here on the island who, applied that and got a good piece of land. Yeah. So that's what's going on.
Bueno.
Okay, a lot needs to be seen in this case. The news holds no water as of now. At the moment, the land is legally owned by the state. They are claiming the land to be ancestral, but at the end of the day, it is only a claim as of now. Much needs to be seen as personal names have been mentioned, but again, claims are not done on social media or on newspaper. I fully agree with this statement. When I say I fully agree with this statement, that they have to bring tangible evidence where they can claim this. However, I believe that the cadastre was a long time ago registered as Netherlands Antilles, and in Curacao you can have you would have known, where these old properties are. Of course, they've updated the cadastre. Really good job that they've done here in St. Martin. So I want to give kudos to them and whoever did that, and sing their accolades. However, I'm saying that there's a lot of ancestral land. People who the land was over and over. And what happened? Because they couldn't claim, or because family members did not come together, a lot of people died poor. A lot of people died poor when they had $1 million worth of land. But because of unity, at this stage, the Richardson family is coming together and they're putting all the pieces to the puzzle, and somehow I think it's theirs. Somehow, this piece of land has been shady from the very, very inception of when we were hearing Vineyard Heights and Over the Bank and everything. It has been shady then, and it's shady now. The plot continues to thicken. That's for sure.
Tuvimos más informaciones en el día de hoy, como es el caso de la persona que fue sentenciada, aún teniendo problemas mentales graves, que en la isla de San Martín no hay tratamientos para esta persona. Esto es un caso sumamente difícil.
What's that?
De la persona que está sentenciada, fue sentenciado, y también tiene problemas mentales, que en la isla no hay tratamiento para esta persona.
Yeah. It is a sad thing when we have a mental health facility and it is not fully equipped. And this is not me saying it. This is the newspaper.
Sí.
Is that he is severely ill with mental health issues, and we cannot treat him here. So he needs to be flown to Curacao. But do you know, to be flown to Curacao, how much people you need around you? Because let's say if
Porque tiene una condición sumamente grave. Entonces, ¿cómo montamos o cómo podemos poner una persona así en un avión?
Yeah.
Arriesgando la integridad física de varias personas.
Yeah. Imagine if an outburst occurs, then who is there to take care of him, or that other passengers don't get harmed? Because if he is in a state that he can threaten people that are helping him, or that are supposed to help him, you can imagine that he can be violent and threaten someone who have nothing to do with him, or he doesn't get any benefits from, So then he would need personnel. Ladies and gentlemen, the number to call is 554-5601.
¿Tenemos una llamadita?
All right, here we go. A pleasant good morning, Isidita Hasha.
Good morning. Let me just chime in on what you just mentioned. When Brenda asked how we just travel to Curacao, we call them LPZ presented. So there's always a police officer that goes along. They get an injection before they go. They're calming, so they calm them down. lo calman y después un miembro de la policía viaja con la persona. Si es una mujer, viaja una policía mujer, si es un hombre, un policía hombre. Pero siempre consiguen una inyección primero.
Okay,
So, to America, they get the injection.
Lo sedan primero, pero el caso que se dice que en el reporte que amenazó al personal, es decir, que es una persona totalmente agresiva, porque tiene
por eso que le inyectan primero del viaje. Ellos tienen una inyección especial que lo dan como un sedante, ¿entiendes? Y entonces se calman. Y en esa forma que están calmadas, entonces se viajan.
Bueno.
Y ese sedante dura hasta que llegan donde tienen que llegar en Curazao.
Entonces ya debió de haber sido tiempo de que lo hubiesen hecho, porque tiene un buen tiempecito en esto.
Tú sabes que es el problema, que después de 10 días, en realidad, Sedmate está encargada de atender a sus propios pacientes. Personalmente, yo tengo un conocido muy allegado que aquí le quitaron un medicamento que le dieron en Curazao. Y ahora él está mal, él está enferma y la esposa está haciendo todo para ver si le pueden volver a mandar a Curazao, porque cuando él estaba bajo el tratamiento de Curazao, él estaba bien, normal. Él trabajó hasta su final y estaba bien. Aquí en Mental Health Clinic conoce quién le quitaron el medicamento y se puso mal. Así que, but that's the problem. After that, Samantha is responsible for their own mental health patients.
Yeah.
So to get the person to go to Curacao, in this case, it reached to a judge. So they might get to take the person to Curacao, but they have a lot of other patients that may have the necessity to go, but because it's not that extreme to reach in the hands of the law, they are here. The families have to deal with them how they can, because I don't know, somehow mental health clinic can deal with all type of mental cases.
Yeah, I don't think it's any cause of theirs, whether it's not enough staffing or the facility. I do think that mental health needs, some kind of money injected into them so that they can have proper facilities. When I say proper facilities, yeah, definitely. But the fact that since 10 St. Martin is, as Isrida Hasham, and it clearly makes sense that we are responsible for our mental health patients. So I could imagine when they go to Curacao and they get treatment and they get medication, and when they come back, if they don't follow the same regimen and treatment, this can cause instability.
Pero en este caso, la institución de San Martín y la institución de Curazao deben de estar en comunicación para continuar con el tratamiento de este paciente.
That is correct. So that's what's going on.
Friends, on a different note, I sent you, I don't know if you read it this morning, because when I tuned in, you had already started, but I sent you a scripture this morning, especially for you.
Yes, I thought so.
Leave bygones be bygones, because I can see on your face that you had a rough night.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, things are rough. All right? Thank
and
you so much.
You're yawning. Today, your yawning is out of lateral sleep.
Yeah.
I thought you wasn't going to have overtime because you can see that you're sleepy. When you go home, just relax your brains, listen to some nice music, look for a joke, something jokey on television or YouTube or something, laugh a lot and get a few hours sleep.
Okay, thank you so much for your advice, Estelita. Always well appreciated.
Okay, have a nice day, Brenda.
Buen día.
Gracias, tú eres una buena amiga. Gracias.
Okay.
Tú sabes por qué.
Ok, no hay problema.
Bye. All right, Estelita, she doesn't call much, but when she does, she gives us a whole shebang and shaboodle. We had Cedric Ortega calling in, and I would like to hear what Cedric Ortega have to say. All right, so we're calling him back.
Good morning.
A pleasant good morning, Cedric. Sorry for missing your call, but we called back. Talk to me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. First, the mental health issue. Before 10-10-10, what we did was collect the patients that were seriously had serious issues, and we sent them to the Capriles Clinic in Curacao. Based on the whole Antillean structure, there is where all the finances, all the resources were allocated prior to St. Martin becoming a country. And this is one of the areas in which we assumed responsibility without the adequate infrastructure to properly deal with these type of cases. Now, it is the cooperation is no longer that of just sending a patient. Is now how it's going to be financed, who's going to pay for it. So the discussion with regards to sending patients to Curacao has become a lot more technical. But again, this is one of the ailments of this transition in a rate and a speed where we were not fully equipped to deal with all these issues, same as taxes, etc.
Same as police, same as police work and everything. Yes.
Yes. So that is a reality, and of course, like you said, a lot more financial injection. A new facility is being built in conjunction with the hospital, so it will take some time to get us where we need to be in order to be able to adequately support people with mental health issues. So that's just an ailment of a young country, and the areas in which attention could not or was not placed appropriately. Now, Milan, you can saw kinanang kunway wega cambia. Strategically releasing information. This is a game of chess. Some people play checkers and spill out or talk about things prematurely without them able to substantiate it. And then you have a lady like Belen. I wonder if she have a legal background, because this is strategic. Again, we just go through the news fast, and it's necessary, but sometimes we need to slow things down a little. Ombudsman decision in this situation raises a big question mark and brings me right back to statements made by the minister with regards to a certain level of objectivity. Now, he was premature or didn't substantiate what he said. I understand that he couldn't, because if he did, he would implicate himself in the same bubble. But with a court decision like that in hand, how is it possible that the ombudsman to the date made that type of decision? Now, hold that right there. Again, I'm going to go back to the fact that within through Minister Gittison and to the date of the domain, Mr. Peterson put a stop to the process based on the information they received from Mrs. Richardson. The plot has indeed thickened. And you know what? I am disgusted to my stomach the level of corruption issues being raised on our island. I am just tired.
Yeah,
tired.
I agree with you, and you know why? Well, I'll tell you this. I am swayed on the side of the Richardson family. I'm going to tell you plain and simple why. Because of what has been going on, what have been transpired between ministers, pan ministers. Okay. Secondly, the fact that she doesn't only throw a sprat, and you said strategic, she doesn't only throw a sprat to catch a whale at our sitting minister. She also implicates notary. She also implicates the ombudsman in stating, the procedures and how the step was followed. So here, as you can see, I am watching with my popcorn. And I need to see what's going on, Indeed.
Like you said, it is not targeting any one individual.
No.
It is exposing the corruption within a system.
Yeah.
This is what is being done. Mind you, let's be honest, big secrets in St. Martin. How much time have we heard land have been stolen from this family? Notary papers come up. All of a sudden, the deeds weren't valid anymore. How many of these cases have we heard? The fact, again, that within the ministry, this process was stopped based on documentation from Mrs. Richardson. That means a deed, that means a valid claim, right, which needed to be sought out. Never happened.
Yeah.
You get decisions made, minor court decision with nullifying one person's claim based on ownership of the Richardson family. A court decision. After that, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Good. Janetta Richardson said, I think I'm a grandchild. Prince, investigate this for me.
Y'all have a good day. Buenos días, Brenda.
Buenos días, Cedrito Ortega. ¿Cómo está usted?
Muy bien, gracias. Muy bien, gracias.
Qué bueno.
Un tremendo episodio hoy. I love the show today. You touch on some real issues within our society. Mental health is becoming more and more on the forefront, and it's time. I mean, we in a very hard position, liquidity, etc. But this situation needs to be addressed. I mean, if the son of our own Simona Schritt can be walking the streets, we remember her every time, and I'm getting emotional. And our son, who suffering from the same ailments that eventually took her life. We as a community could watch this young man walking up and down. It's hard. It's
and
hard
we
for
have
me to
failed.
see.
We have failed as a society, Cedric, if that's the case.
Indeed.
Thank
Anyway,
you so much.
folks, have a great day.
Cedric, you said a mouthful. Thank you so much. Always appreciate you calling in. Always. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
See, Brenda, we have some problems here in St. Martin. I must agree with Schultz is that if there was a court case and the court had put, not the creator, but the court put someone in charge, to assemble the family and all of that, come on. You would think as government, the court did that, so the court sees somewhat of a case, right? Don't you think that government should tread lightly and government should dot their I's, cross their T's, and do their due diligence? So this indeed is failed, or I guess dollar signs have blinded people, and success have blinded the eyes of government. All they want to say, hey, listen, if we issue these land, if we do these structures, I have a project under my belt. When election come, I can say, hey, I did this. I can boast and stuff. It's just a penis swinging contest, to be quite honest. So I am happy with that statement, Schultz Richardson. Thank you for, of course, tuning in and always giving great and valid comments. Janetta Richardson, I agree. Con mi hermano, sí, soñas en Brenda. All right. Proud Richardson here, but no grandchild. I like that, Shul. I like that. An interesting statement or an interesting fact when we talk about land, especially here on St. Martin. The dynamic of the Caribbean is so unique because as much as the Caribbean is small, do you know the Caribbean is small, Brenda? When we in the Caribbean, in different countries, experienced the economic boom, okay? First, it was the Dominican Republic, cutting cane, the sugar rush and stuff. We had people who left from here, St. Kitts, who left their island, set up shop in the Dominican Republic. They've made children there, stuff.
Guadalupe también.
And yes, in Guadalupe. My grandfather was born in the Dominican Republic, but of St. Martin parents. However, when they came back from the Dominican Republic, lived there a bit, hey, it was Shell in Curacao. They went to Shell, So each time they experienced, or one of the Caribbean islands experienced some economic boost. People migrated to there. And I think that's why Dennis is a Curacao too, because Van Putten is basically a station title. Am I correct, Dennis? Okay, good. Okay, so the Shell, and then Aruba, the Lago days. Let's talk about the Panama Canal. I have seen a Burkle, titled Burkle, in Panama. All right, and I always tell this story. That's because people from these islands traveled where it was successful. So imagine I own plots of land. I don't have any money. I need money to feed and sustain my family. So what I'll do is I'll go to Panama, but I built a life there. I settled down with children, and or I went to Curacao. There are families in Curacao right now who own land in St. Martin, okay? And I've heard even a story of a family in Curacao who had a big plot of land. They weren't doing anything with it, and someone did their investigation and said, what? But they ain't coming back. These people are they live their life in Curacao, so if they can get $1 off a piece of land and say, hey, I'll sell it, no mind, they don't have the mentality as we who are living here and say, boy, we don't sell our land to foreign investors. We lease it, or we do this. We do that, maneuver here, you know, or if we sell itself, then they have to develop a piece, and this is for me. What this family did was they sell a land from the road straight up to the hill. And how much they sell it for? Because do you know, land in Curacao is cheaper than St. Martin. So when you have $100,000 here for a plot of land, in Curacao, you put on your bank account, you look well sweet. Wow. Because they deal a lot with guilders. Okay? So this is the mentality, and this has occurred numerous amount of times in St. Martin. Just as there's families in St. Martin who own land in Anguilla.
Sí.
You know? There are people who are in St. Kitts who own land in Anguilla, in St. Martin. So because of this dynamic, we have had a overspilling, people not coming together, using their heads, dividing up their land, and making progress. Okay? And land has been an issue for a long time. And guess what? You, Dennis, and I, we're family. And there's this piece of land that needs to be divided. But we wait 4, 5, 6 years. You get 5 children. 5 children, Brenda. The reason? Because you like children.
Demasiado.
All right? But you like children. Dennis, he got 3 children. Me,
Conseguiste 10.
I would get 10 children. So now the next generation, we have to, let's say we didn't do anything, I go away, I die. Dennis died. You remain with your plot of land. But now my 10 children, they are heirs to my 1/3 of the land. And it goes on and on and on and on. And this is the thing that sickens me. And we need to start getting a policy with succession land. Okay? Yes. But we are missing policies when it comes to land. Hence the motion of MP Rayon Peterson, utmost importance. That's true. Soliga Kena say La Romana. Facts. Okay? My great-grandfather went to Kabul and now owns a rocket launcher. St. Martin, Anunnaki, you always come with this. My grandmother was also born in the DR of St. Martin parents. When they came back, they moved to Aruba in the 50s because of the economic boom there. Lago. So you see, I'm talking the truth. Shu Richardson is confirming this. Panama got Jamaicans. Even taxi driver titles was Williams. Okay? You are absolutely right. Most of the large plots of land are sold by family members living abroad. Okay, they have no affinity to St. Martin. They don't claim. We do own land in Anguilla. St. Martiners who own land in the DR as well. It works vice versa. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Man, this topic can go on and on. Well, not me, but my elders do. John Marie say 10 children. John Marie, you know, in the time of Hurricane Irma, we had no TV. So, what?
Dime, Prince.
No TV. You know what no TV meant, right? Back in the days when people had 10 children, nobody complained.
O tal vez dirás que en la pandemia estuvieron todos trancados.
Hey,
¿No?
listen, Brenda, yeah. All right. Swaliga K9 says, I got 8. Laugh out loud. Some people had 16. No cable TV. You see, Janetta Richardson. And the Richardsons knows about that because they have a barrage of people in their thing. Policies, and policies. That is what is required. Pantaflet Ready to Move said, greed at the fullest.
Woo!
And I'm telling you, imagine government is tampering with your land, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine family members who want the lion's share and feel that they need ownership and stuff, or to oust other people? Try going to Anguilla and claim any piece of land. Now, you could be family, especially if you only inherited such. Jean-Marie is laughing. Lockdown. Beds were smaller back in the days. You had to lay on top of each other. Oh God! And Jean-Marie is saying that Swaliga Kingnan is capping. But I go sit down about 8. And then Swaliga Kingnan said, you need to prove it.
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, we've spoken a lot. Yes, this Richardson saga is opening Pandora boxes, at least making us to think and to know what is really going on here in country St.
aquí
Martin.
seguiremos dándole procedimiento, dándoles el proceso, cómo va la situación con las tierras de la familia Richardson en su caso.
I did a small little calculation, and if 450,000 square meters of land is sold, let's take that. Who can tell me how much now, let's say, ongeveer, approximately, for a square meter of land? Let's calculate it very quickly. A square meter of land in that area, the over the bank area, next to Phillipsburg, with a good view. How much?
Normalmente, ¿cuánto cuesta un metro de tierra?
Well, it all depends where you
¿Dónde
are.
está?
Okay, in the Saunders area would be different than in the Middle Region area, of course. Okay, who can do that? Who can tell me how much right now for a square meter of land in thing? Okay, check the price of the Boncamper family. Okay, that's yeah, they have. They have some land up there as well. Okay, I think that is about 150 to 180 per square meter. Okay, let's do a very quick calculation. We're going to take it at 125. Okay, we're going to take it at 125. We're not going to do 450, the exact number, but we're just going to take a base of 450,000. Okay, square meters, and we're going to see how much that property is worth. Okay, Brenda? All right, Brenda? 450.
Vamos, calcula.
Yeah. Wait. Let me get 450,000 times 125. Ladies and gentlemen, we're singing to the tune of $56,250,000.
Prince, ¿tú crees que a nosotros nos toque algo por estar aquí informando?
Yeah, I think something is wrong. Listen, am I sure I'm a Martina?
Woo!
Maybe I need to make a claim on, on the
A la
Richardson.
familia Rodríguez no le
No, it's to the tune of 56. So do you see what is going on here? Do you see what is going on here? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to say anything else. Let your brains go and exercise. My name is Herbert Martina. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is a pleasure having an extra time with you. We've spoken a lot. We've spoken about mental health issues. That's not the first time. And we've spoken about the plot continues and thickens. hair with the Richardson property, I think. I'm sorry.
Señores, gracias por haber mantenido su sintonía con nosotros. Mi nombre es Brenda Rodríguez de Allen y los invitamos a que mañana estén de vuelta con nosotros tempranito en el Mundo de las 7. Que tengan feliz resto del día.